Welcome, travelers, traders, realm walkers, semi-sentient monsters, and, of course, treasure hunters. The Fey realms are filled with treasure. Things you can find to make your gear better, or even pile into chests and hoard if you want. On this channel, I discuss the factions that design and build the worlds we explore in our games, movies, and stories. If you want to see more of that, hit subscribe. Today, I'll be discussing the places you can go and the treasures you can find there. As a warning, this video contains spoilers for the story of Nightingale. Alright, let's get into it. Realm walking is difficult. There are so many challenges to face. You need to have your wits about you and use every skill and resource you can muster just to survive. There are ancient ruins, abandoned long ago, deep dungeons filled with ravening bound, labyrinthine realms full of traps, puzzles, and enemies. You'll be scaling high walls while they crumble around you, rooting out nests of enemies infesting ruined buildings, and exploring dark caves full of bears and spiders. You'll work hard to help your fellow survivors build their homes, search crumbling stone structures for magical inscriptions, and brave the dark forests, dangerous swamps, and scorching deserts. And for what? Well, for treasure, of course. You'll spend a lot of time looking for the magical essences you need to learn your crafts and to trade with merchants. These are your ultimate reward for all of your work, and they'll be instrumental in eventually finding your way back to the Nightingale City. But there are many more treasures to find. Chests left long ago by the Fae are full of items both shiny and useful, from magical gems to finely crafted spells and portal cards. Survivors who passed by must once have made use of these places as well, because you'll find supplies such as metals, ingots, food, paper, and finely crafted parts you can use to create or enhance the items you need to survive. You'll do a lot of gathering, yes, but it is worth your time to brave the dangers of the realms to look for sites where treasures have been left behind. You might also find it in unexpected places. Chests and containers sit high up and hidden, so it's often good to ensure you've explored thoroughly. You'll find so many useful things. In fact, a realm walker with sufficient persistence could likely obtain the larger part of the things they're looking for, mostly through treasure hunting. It takes practice, patience, and persistence though. You'll have to learn the ways of the realms in order to make a go of it. When choosing where to adventure next, deciding what type of realm you should choose to search for treasures will be particularly important. You can use the power of the realm cards, both major and minor, to not only increase the likelihood of finding what you need, but to make the hunt itself easier for you. The obvious choice for your major realm card would be the Provisioner type. Provisioner realms increase the contents of found chests within that realm. Though, of course, you can locate different sorts of treasures in different realms. The sort of terrain you'll have to tackle will be worth thinking about as well. Do you want to trudge through dirty swamp water? Are you prepared to have a dark forest full of lurking dangers around you? Or are you ready to brave the endless dunes and hot sun of the desert? Do you want to climb or delve? Then, of course, you'll want to consider which minor realm cards you bring with you. You can configure the realm to suit your style or to increase the amount of treasure you find. The Dragon's Hoard cards are good examples of treasure cards. They increase the amount of loot available in encounter reward chests, they increase the chance to find rare gems within, and they also lower your damage resistance, so watch out there. The Greed card is another one which increases the contents of found chests, though the cost is that you'll be more susceptible to injury from all sources. If you're feeling festive and want to find presents, and of course coal during the hunt, the Naughty and Nice List card will be worth using. If it's essence you're after, the Treasury card will increase your chance to find essence in the realm. Increasing found loot is one way to go about gaining more treasure, but sometimes the best way is to ensure that you can better brave the challenges ahead. You'll find less, but you'll get it more quickly. If you're doing a lot of climbing and flying, the Thinned Veil card, for instance, will make getting around the realm safely much easier. If you prefer a stealthy option, the Ghost card will make it much easier to get in and out of a situation quickly, and with minimal fuss. Any one of countless combat cards, such as those which increase your damage dealt or decrease your damage taken, help with flight or magic, or boost your physical prowess will be handy if you're in a realm with lots of enemies. And of course, if you'll be there for a long time and need to make your supplies last as long as possible, something like the Tavern or Hearth card will increase the bonuses of food and rest and cause you to tire more slowly. You'll soon find yourself burdened by more treasure than you can hold. You'll have to choose what to keep and make frequent trips back to a place where you can store everything. You'll also want to make particular note of the things you find that are valuable, things you can trade when you encounter merchants. Merchants in Nightingale take several forms, and they're not the only reason you might want to collect valuable resources. Your progression menu functions like a storefront in a lot of ways. Each item you learn costs essence, and higher tier items cost more essence to learn. Your primary currency in Nightingale is essence. It's used to trade and learn as discussed above, though it's also required to repair your items. When you repair an item in your inventory, an amount of tier 1 essence will be used. Keeping lots of it on hand will become essential to realm walkers and treasure hunters. Luckily, you can convert higher tier essences into tier 1 essence, though this process is not reversible. The value of higher essences makes converting even a small amount worthwhile to ensure you have a nearly never-ending supply to repair your gear with. Essence will also be used as a resource when crafting magical items, spells, charms, cards, and so on. When you use your upgrade table to increase the tier of an item, essence will be consumed. The tier of essence depends on the tier of the item, and the amount increases the more powerful the item gets. This will be the primary drive behind your hunt for essence early on in the game. When traveling the realms, you'll encounter essence traders who will sell you certain goods in exchange for an amount of essence. The prices are high, and often these trades are only of use to those critically low on one or two very specific items. Once you reach the Watch, you'll meet many more merchants, all of whom require either T4 essence, which you can get by facing the vaults through the portals on the main floor, entering Ascended Realms and doing puzzles, quests, and fighting, or by tackling some harder challenges through special realm types. More on that in the previous video, and a little later on in this one. These merchants sell you recipes for higher tier items, ones that will become important later in the game. T4 Essence also gives you the highest level of upgrades available for an item through the upgrade badge. Some of these merchants also sell items in exchange for Nightingale Sovereigns. This currency is available by fighting your way through Nightingale City and defeating quests and bosses, or by doing the boss rush. There are some tricks involving the use of minor realm cards to increase the rewards available in these events. Pay attention to your surroundings and don't open chests until you're ready. Most of the treasure you find will be hidden in chests scattered through the realms. These are often well hidden, though some can be plainly visible, especially when you have to solve a puzzle to unlock a grate or field to get to them. When you complete any puzzles while out exploring, it's wise to search the immediate area, as there's likely a chest hidden somewhere nearby. Agility puzzles usually hide their chests high up on a platform or balcony somewhere close, though this is not always the case. Chests in some places are hidden behind crumbling walls, which you'll have to break open to find. It is worth searching structures and runes for walls that look cracked and ready to break. Strike them with your pick and you may find a chest behind them. Chests located near infestations are often hidden in this way, so once the threat of the bound is clear, it's wise to investigate the structure. Sometimes, while flying over an area you've already visited, you may be surprised to find a chest hidden high on a ledge that you didn't explore. The Fae love to hide their treasures in difficult places, and overhangs or ledges of high structures are the sort of places they choose. If you're really dedicated to collecting materials, breaking chests you find with your tools can yield some valuable resources, including wood and metal. Chests of this type contain many things, from magical cards, spells, pre-made parts, to gold and precious metals and gems. These items are almost always worth collecting. Or I'm just a pack rat. Hard to say. When completing aid missions, you'll find a stout chest of wood, metal, and stone nearby. Once you complete the mission, the chest will yield a bundle of essence. These chests are unbreakable. These chests can also be found at the end of bunkers in need of being cleared out. Once opened, they give magical items, usually lotuses and appearance tokens, both of which are essential for building magical structures and creating your personal style. Many dungeons, once complete, contain chests like these as well as another type of portal that will open a gate to a special labyrinth with more challenges and many enemies to fight. Again, more on that later. Once you complete the challenge, you'll be rewarded with treasure and lots of essence, so they're a worthy challenge for any treasure hunter to take on. You'll also find vase-like containers scattered throughout the realms, some plain-looking while others are finely decorated. These can be found in dungeons, vaults, and other places. They must be broken with tools but yield resources. The more ornately decorated ones will often drop magical ammunition and special resources when smashed. When you first step into a new realm and open your map, several icons will appear across the realm. These include the Realmic Transmuter and the Essence Trader. Those close by will typically include challenges such as puzzles to solve, tests of agility or memory, survivors in need of aid, or infestations of bound needing to be cleansed. As you explore the realm, more icons will become visible as you get close to them. Small crowns indicate the presence of powerful creatures and their allies. The entrance to bunkers will also appear on the map. Bastiles of agility take the form of tall structures that need to be scaled in order to reach some goal. At the top, you'll receive a bundle of essence. There will usually be at least one chest nearby filled with other treasures as well. Bastiles of intellect present you with a series of pylons that light up and play sounds. Each one flashes separately, and they do so in order. You must touch, or shoot, the pylons in the order in which they light up to activate them and release the essence bundle at their core. Bastiles of Insight challenge you to find a series of red glowing runes located on random spots around a particular structure. When you touch them, they'll turn blue. Once all the symbols are unlocked, you'll be able to take the essence bundle at the core of the puzzle. Defense icons indicate a group of survivors located in a structure with a special device. When the device is activated, several waves of bound will appear nearby and will try to destroy the device. You have to defend the device from the attacking bound and prevent it from being too damaged. If you do, a special chest will open and give you essence. Defensive structures also contain at least one chest, though sometimes more if you search for breakable walls and hidden chests. Aid icons indicate a survivor who's in need of help to build a structure. By providing materials and crafting the structures laid out, you can help them in their quest. Helping survivors in this way not only unlocks an essence chest somewhere close, it allows you to hire the NPC by acquiring their calling card. Infestations are locations where a bound heart is located. You have to fight your way through the bound and destroy the heart. You'll gain valuable bound resources, more on that later, and unlock an essence bundle. There will also usually be a chest nearby, often hidden. There are many opportunities to kill bound in Nightingale. They're an ever-present danger, and usually they guard treasures worth having, but there are other creatures worth hunting, or bartering with, as well. Wisps float listlessly around the environment, often in clusters of 2 or 3. They can be found in nearly every type of environment the realms have to offer. Wisps are made of pure essence, magic coalesced from the realm they inhabit. As such, when touched or attacked, they'll drop essence of the same tier as that realm. This is a valuable source of essences, as they're not hostile, and hunting them is relatively easy, if you just need a few more essence to finish a project or upgrade an item. Hunting them can be time-consuming though. It's a good way to explore and look for other treasures as well, so they'll not provide all the essence you need. You can strike them with a weapon, shoot them from afar, or get up close and touch them. They'll zoom away fast though, so you can grab essence from a wisp then chase it around until you've depleted it. There is a trick to this, using dispel grenades to freeze them before approaching, that can be highly useful if you're wisp hunting. The magical beings of the Fey Realms are not always so easy to spot, and some can remain hidden in plain sight. The Eoten disguise themselves as ordinary trees, but when attacked, they'll rise from the ground and violently attack unwary adventurers. They will barter though, if you have the right item to trade with. Forests where Eoten make their homes are dotted with small altars into which an item can be placed. The Eoten will exchange something of theirs for the right price. Be sure not to anger them though. When they do rise in anger, their wrath is terrible to behold. Your ever-present enemy in your travels across all the realms will be the Bound. They come in ravenous packs and attack in ways you don't expect. They use powerful magic to whittle away at your life force. Their guns can strike from great distances. They launch bombs and mortars from above that can knock you off your perch. They strike with powerful weapons that can knock you down cliffs or into dangerous places, and their claws rake and tear at your skin. They're not invulnerable, though, and they will leave behind valuable resources you can claim once you defeat them. Bound ichor is useful as an ink or pigment for crafting cards and other magical items. Leather scraps from their clothing grants you resistance to their fell magics, and the wicks and fibers they carry can be used to craft all sorts of things from lamps to clothing. Bound resources are also useful for crafting items that will allow you to move more stealthily, a necessity for treasure hunters in the realms. More powerful Bound often drop special metals that are incredibly useful for making weapons that deal high melee and range damage. And those brutes with their massive hammers will drop yew wood, an incredibly valuable resource when making ranged weapons. Likewise, the automatons roaming the deserts leave behind their hearts, and by breaking them open with a mining tool, you'll obtain magical gems that can be used to increase damage and durability of weapons and tools. Fighting your way through these powerful enemies is a great way to find treasure, though they can be tough, and sometimes you have to know where to look to hunt the strongest of them. I've spoken before about bunkers and dungeons. The realms are full of dark places, infested with Bound. Caves descend into winding caverns, and if you're not careful, you'll find yourself at the mercy of claws and teeth coming at you out of the dark. You'll find chests buried here, well hidden from prying eyes, but not from the skills of an experienced treasure hunter. Bunkers are a little more difficult to enter. Usually the entrances are buried beneath the remains of toppled buildings that you have to scale to reach. You'll descend through several levels, all teeming with enemies. Keep an eye out for hidden nooks and high cliffs where chests might be hiding. Some of these places also feature the entrances to hidden realms, massive labyrinthine enclosures where getting around requires some thought. There are puzzles to solve and infestations to root out, and your progress will be stopped until you finish the challenge. Enemies can come at you from every direction, and you'll have to keep your wits about you or fall to their vicious attacks. These places are filled with treasure, from chests and loot from slain enemies to massive essence bundles once you've made it to the end. These are great places to go looking for treasure, but if you really want to get the most out of your skills, you'll have to face some of the more powerful enemies the realms have to offer. By venturing into the vaults beneath the Watch, you can come face to face with some of the strongest foes. These beings are not easy to defeat, and you'll need to use every strategy and tool at your disposal. A little help never hurt either. The treasures obtained in this way are invaluable, materials for crafting, and tons of essence. You'll find rare resources that can't be obtained otherwise. When you're ready to help the survivors of the realms find their way to the Watch, you'll need to travel to the Gauntlet realms via the Crossways. If you've done some research and spent some time crafting, you'll be able to barter with the beings you find there. The Sun Giant, the Elder Eoten, and the Automaton Bishop. The special items these creatures give you will help you repair the portal network, though of course you could just go in blasting and take what you want from them, if you're short on time, for instance. Eventually, you'll create cards like the Boss Rush and Fey Vault. These will take you to places filled with even more danger and more treasure. The Boss Rush, in particular, is going to be a primary source of sovereigns and essences as well as other loot. And of course, you'll travel through Nightingale City, save survivors, and defeat the enemies guarding against intrusion. You can save the city, but of course, and to some more importantly, you'll fill your inventory with loot. Treasure hunting in the Fey Realms is challenging, especially if you're going to tough realms to maximize your yield. You'll put every skill you've learned in your travels to use, from fighting and flying to building and crafting. You'll need to have your wits about you as you delve the dark dungeons and face the most powerful enemies. You'll have to learn not just to fight, but to barter and parley with creatures of incredible power. In the end, you'll come home to fill your coffers with all kinds of valuable loot, from magic gems to powerful technology that you can use to build and craft with. So don't forget to empty your packs, watch your carry weight, and always keep an eye on the dark corners and high places. You never know what you might find. Well, such is the grand tradition of treasure hunting in the Fey Realms. I hope you find a whole bunch of stuff you can use, and a lot of shiny stuff too. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate everyone who does, especially if you stick around to the end. If you liked the video, please hit like. And if you're tired of opening chests and finding boring stuff, hit subscribe. If you want to discuss the topic, or think I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Oh, and before you go, I want to give a shout out to my patrons who help support the channel. Our $10 patron is Wasuki at the artisan level. If you want to get your name in the credits, head on over and sign up. The Patreon link is in the description. You'll get access to an exclusive Discord and some exclusive art and stories that you can use and discuss or contribute to. And remember, the real treasures are the friends we make along the... No, I'm just kidding. It's gold, mostly. Alright, thanks everyone. Bye, Internet.